Hello, I'm going to be doing a quick overview of the person I chose for this term project, whose pseudonym is Frank. So here's a synopsis of Frank's occupational profile and dysfunction. So Frank is a 28-year-old husband and father of two boys. He disclosed that he has diagnoses of depression and PTSD from childhood trauma and scenes he's been involved in as an EMT. It's really important to note here that he strongly values being an EMT as well as being a husband and a father. Frank also emphasizes distrust and frustrations with psychotherapy and psychiatry. Moreover, Frank's occupational challenge that emerged is sleep as he transitioned from night to day shift as an EMT 3 years ago due to his family needing him present more during the daytime for child rearing and household duties. Currently, Frank has no current sleep routine in place and goes to bed around midnight and must wake up by 3 a.m. to get to work on time. He reports that he only has leisure time once his children go to bed, which is when he gets to spend time with his wife and play video games with friends online. Paired with this is his difficulty relaxing once in bed due to PTSD flashbacks and related thoughts. His coping strategies include distraction tactics such as going on his phone. Moreover, Frank's dysfunctioning in sleep leads to all-day fatigue and reduced efficiency in IADLs such as household chores. For the intervention focus, I used the Person Environment Occupation Performance or PEOP model to guide my understanding of Frank's occupational dysfunctioning in sleep as well as my clinical reasoning for interventions. Through this, I determined a relevant SMART goal being, within 4 weeks, Frank will initiate and sustain a 30-minute sleep preparation routine, including progressive muscle relaxation, 8 hours before his established wake-up time for 5 days per week. To reach this goal, I decided to focus on establishing a sleep routine and training Frank on progressive muscle relaxation to improve sleep participation and thus the daily fatigue. I chose to implement a sleep routine for Frank because individuals that have sleep deprivation can have exacerbated mental health challenges and decreased well-being, which is seen in Frank's case. So, addressing and prioritizing Frank's current motivations, such as his values in spending time with his wife, his current family routine, and environmental supports with distractors would allow for a more attainable and personalized routine. For instance, providing Frank with possible calming activities to participate in with his wife, such as reading together, along with including possible environmental and sensory modifications, such as charging his phone out of reach from the bed overnight, can provide Frank with a sense of control over his own treatment instead of continuing any distrust with mental health professionals. I also decided on training progressive muscle relaxation or PMR for Frank because he identified he has difficulties relaxing due to the PTSD flashbacks and thoughts that he gets. From research, I found that PMR can significantly improve sleep quality for individuals with PTSD, and the idea behind this is that negative thoughts or imagery, such as with PTSD, can co-occur with physical tension in the body. So essentially, PMR begins with laying down, closing the eyes in a quiet environment that's optimal for sleep, and taking a few deep breaths. Then the individual tenses and subsequently relaxes one muscle group at a time, starting at the feet and going upward until the entire body has gone through this process. This can allow Frank to physically and mentally progress into sleep participation. So as I started this project, I felt that I really got the chance to go through my own clinical reasoning that I've developed since the start of the program. And then I also got to see what kind of questions from the occupational profile gave me the kind of information I was looking for, as well as how I could use my own therapeutic use of self for enhanced participation. I also got to work through how to respond when an individual discloses sensitive information, so that was helpful. And then I also thought that summarizing what was reported in the interview into an occupational profile would be more time-consuming and difficult, but I actually found myself thinking about where the project was going and what areas I could work on with them as they were talking to me. Moreover, I did find the intervention focus with rationale to be really difficult because while my instinctual ideas were appropriate, I still had to explain why I felt that way and if the interventions were clinically sound through evidence. However, the actual activity analysis did really help me break the intervention down and see this for myself. And then overall, I found myself really immersed in this project and I got to see the strengths and areas I need to work on from this project, which is really empowering and informative. So here are my references from this entire assignment, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video.